To those that you care, I'm in a much better mood than I was last year.
That's a win.
Not that I got any text or phone calls of concern about how I'm doing, but I'm in a much better place today. So we played pretty well versus Sanford. It's not often you shoot 3-point percentage, 76% better than your free throw percentage, which was 75, which I'll take it. But we were obviously hot. I think I catch Brian off guard every time he asked me a question because he said, he's new to the profession, I understand that, but he said, well, you must have really emphasized offense last week. Actually, we emphasized defense last week. And what I've found this year is most of the time my job is how. How do we win? How do we put people in position? But what I'm finding myself do this year is why. Why are we in this situation? And what I have discovered, I'm being very philosophical, but you know, our 5 transfers, 3 of the 5 took the most shots on their team last year. And when you're used to taking the most shots, you're not used to passing. And this last game, we had 24 assists, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was the most that we've had all year. And so finally this last game, we were thinking more about passing than getting our own. And you know, Summer obviously had a great game, but one thing that I do with Summer, and I have to know these players how they think, is we were not running any plays for her. Anytime we run plays for her, it gets in her head. So we just let it, whenever it lets it flow for her, she has a pretty good game. And shooting is contagious. You know, we can go 4 for 20, that's contagious. And we can go whatever we went for, I think it was 13 for 20 or something like that. But I'm wearing my pink today because we have a couple of big games this Thursday, and then Saturday is our Play for K game versus UTC. We're trying to also get a large crowd. You know, right now we're 3rd in the conference in attendance. ETSU is ahead of us and UTC is ahead of us, so we're trying to really promote this game, and got some good promotions coming up for that.
When someone has a night like that, I mean, she's had a couple of them now. What's just the team vibe, the mood when they see someone, you know, have a night like that? And you know, for a team that, you know, I know you've said before you've struggled at times to get everybody going like that. Is that a little encouraging for everybody else?
You know, I think what happens is everyone else gets confident. You know, there's not that, I've said it often, we don't have that one who can settle the team down person that's consistent. And, you know, she was hitting and it felt like, well, everyone felt like, well, if she can hit, I can hit, you know. And so there's not the pressure of, crap, no one's hitting, who's going to hit? It's not that pressure. So it felt like they're just a little bit more loose, but we sincerely focused on defense the whole time, you know, and I really feel like, I mean, we held them to 59, you know, and that's not wow, but it's less than any team on Saturday held their opponent to.
And you mentioned the assists. Why has that been a point of emphasis now? Why was it an issue before? And you know, why is that an important
Well,
thing?
this is not, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but you can only get an assist when you make the shot. And we have too many people not making, I mean, Sydney Means led the conference, or led the country in assists because she had Khalil Lawrence, right? So one, we were making shots, and 2, like I said, three of the 5 took the most shots. And some of and I watched their shots from their previous schools, and there wasn't a whole lot of passing going on. It was a whole lot of one-on-one, let me get mine. And so I think that finally, hopefully, people are starting to learn and appreciate and adapt to their role.
Is this a team that understands, you know, what's in front of them and the opportunity in front of them, given where you guys are at in the conference with, you know, about a month to go?
I am not one to talk too far in advance. I am totally, this practice, this play, I mean, we even talked about before the Sanford game, just one play, just every play. And so I think that we have to kind of shrink the goals down. I can't get too far out ahead of us. I think that they're mature enough to realize that we have potential to be pretty good, but we also have potential to be pretty average. So we got to see, you know, yeah, we're excited now. My fear is this: it seems like every time we lose, they come back to practice and they're focused in, and they're listening to everything I'm saying, and they want to improve. And then when we win, they come back all loose, like, you know, they've done something. And so, you know, my goal, and I talked to them yesterday about, hey, we cannot get silly. You know, silly is the word. But you know, hopefully we can just stay focused and get some continuity and consistency.
And then lastly, if you want to talk about your peak game this week and why that's so important to you this week.
Well, I think everyone in the room has probably been touched. And Play for K started out as breast cancer awareness. That's what Coach Yao passed away of. And now they've expanded it to any kind of cancer, male or female. But I had a college teammate, Lisa O'Connor, who actually is a survivor. But when someone your age, someone in your family, it hits them, it kind of like knocks you in the face a little bit. And we're really excited about, and it's not just like, hey, we get caught up in everybody wear pink and get them free, and the moment kind of just, is a little saturated. So hopefully we can dive in a little bit more and appreciate the survivors. We've had a couple of women's basketball coaches this year pass away from breast cancer, and it's like I said, when people in your profession or your age get some, it really kind of wakes you up a little bit.
Susie, you've seen both of these teams that you're playing this week already this season. What are some things that you saw the first time around that you need to fix in order to match up with them a little bit better this week?
Well, both games were winnable. I say that about a lot of our games this year. ETSU was a very physical game. ETSU actually out-rebounded us, which we are leading the conference in rebounding. So we talked about that not happening, but it's going to be a very physical, defensive-minded game. They get after you. UT Chattanooga has two of the best players in the conference, and honestly, they go to those two guys, and you have to stop them. So I kind of enjoy the challenge of the second time around as a coach, and hopefully our players will enjoy it as much as I do.